What's up, man? What's up, woman? It's Carpo here. Uh, yeah, you know, whatever. There's too much to sort through in life. It's just like sitting here thinking about all the different things that people are claiming. It's like news was simple once, and now it's like a clusterfuck of different headlines, and everybody's trying to grab your attention. And now I feel like truth has become the same way. Everybody wants to say, hey, look at me, I got this figured out, and look at this theory, and oh, this is what's going on here for sure, and nope, this one's true, and all you guys are wrong because this one's the oldest belief, and in that sense, there's a lot of confusion. It's not as simple as the days when people could only read a few books and find out, okay, there's a few different belief systems, and we'll pick one of these, and we'll take a job doing this. There's a million different jobs, a million different ideas out there. And there's people doing numerology and healing and all kinds of different stuff, and it's like, how do you know where to tread or where you even want to spend your time or put any resources into? So the reason why that's important to me is because I think that we have a right at this point to say, show me proof, you know, as if we've floated along long enough with people just telling us things are true or this is the way it is. We demand proof, and we live in a fast-paced society. We expect answers, and we expect them to come quickly. The unfortunate part of that is that some answers don't come quickly. I mean, some things are disciplines that take time, such as there's no quick method to positive thinking. You can turn around and start thinking positively on one situation, but until you've trained your mind to do that consistently, you won't gain anything from it. So it takes dedication, perseverance, and I think a lot of these things are like that too. Um, but the question is always this: it may take perseverance and dedication to get to this certain level of whatever it may be. The question is, how is that utilized? How are you benefiting? For example, positive thinking may take time to work up towards, but once you get there, it makes your life richer. If you're a healer and you have to spend a lot of time learning to heal, well, that one's pretty obvious. Um, but if you're merely climbing through different levels of, say, some particular sect or belief system, and the only thing to get is what? That that was really my whole point. It's just like, if there's nothing being gained by the upper levels of a particular organization or group or practice, if there's nothing to be gained by moving forward in the levels, then I don't see any reason to do it when you could put your energy towards other things. I try to think of an example where I'm not being offensive, but let's say going through the levels of the church, where, yes, you could be just a member of the congregation, or you could choose to move up to be a priest or a bishop, but that doesn't make you any more heavenly or any more, of a child of God. It just means that you're up higher in the church. But it really doesn't serve any purpose to the bettering of the individual. See, perhaps that's not the best example, but it's the one that I came up with. It's not. This is a position. You see, it's a status symbol. It's not a level of awareness. You see, a bishop doesn't know anything more than a priest. They both have the same Bible to go on. So, a very good healer, that might be something to work towards. I don't know, because I don't know how difficult it is or how much time it takes to do that kind of stuff. But I think that my point here being that there's certain things that we have the right to demand that evidence be presented from one practice or another that shows that it's relative or relevant or useful. It doesn't mean that we have to dismiss anybody's practice that isn't useful for society, but people can have their choice to do what they like. But for those of us who are getting our feet wet in particular things, that's kind of the way I see it. You get in there and you say, okay, what's going on here? You know, how are the higher ups being treated as opposed to the lowers, like such as in a church? You know, while the poverty-stricken masses go home, and you know, it's a very strange. There's like levels of. It's almost classism in that case. You see, there's nobody's. Yeah, it's hard to express. It's not. It's not supposed to be condescending towards the church, even though I despise the church itself. I know it helps people, but to what extent does it help people? See, I think that if a practice is an individual practice that's showing that it's a particular path that's the best path for this thing, then there should be no other path that can lead to that awareness if it's claiming to be the exclusive path. So anyway, we're bombarded, constantly inundated with all this crap, and we don't know exactly what to believe and what not to believe. And I think that's why people are so gung-ho about saying, show me the money, you know, show me the truth. And if you don't have anything, then move on, you know. So, I guess to each their own. We're all going to find our own degree of how much evidence we need to believe one thing or to practice one thing, but I just have yet to see any one particular dominating force over them all, except for the force of the individual. The force, that's the only one that's proven itself over time, above and beyond all these groups and ideas and practices. It's about the individual learning to be the best they can and embracing their values and taking the good with the bad and living life. Peace.